Hey everyone, so it's been a little while since we've posted a video, but wanted to do an update as we're getting closer to finishing this Transit all-wheel drive. One of the neat things that we want to talk about is ways to mount the TV. And in this build, it's not finished yet, but getting close. We've got a front sitting area. We're going to have a cushion and a bench seat as well underneath that window. But we wanted to have a TV mounted where the two front seats can view the TV. And I'll just sit in one of the seats to give you an idea of what it would look like. So sitting here and looking at the van, the best spot to put it obviously is where we have a mount already on the wall above that bench down here. And then we also want to be able to watch TV from in bed. So one of the thoughts was, what if we get a mount that's easily removable, and then we can move the TV to two different locations. So this mount, and I'll put a link in the notes, basically has a wall portion like this, and then this is what the part is that fits on the TV. So that fits on the back of the TV. It's just a VESA, I think 200 mount, might be 100. And once it's on the TV, it just slides in and it locks in. And we've driven with the TV mounted on there and it doesn't move. And then you just lift the TV out to take it off. To solve for power, we have a, you can see it up here, we have a 12-volt plug at each location as well. So this location that I've shown you would be for the front. And again, really it's when you're sitting in the two front seats. Let's go around to the back and I can show you what the beds section looks like and where we would watch TV from the back. So here we are in the, looking sort of on the bed area here. And if you see up in the top here, we've got a mount right there. So when we're lying in bed with our heads towards the back, looking forward, the TV is at a perfect spot. So we had two locations and we were thinking about, okay, we'll just leave the TV on the front bench while we're driving and then we can move it to the back if we want to watch TV from bed. And then we kind of thought, well, it might be nice to actually have the TV out of the way. And one of the design criteria for this build was minimize the digital impact of the van and make it feel more old school. We've got a lot of mechanical switches. So what we came up with was in this sidewall, we've got on the two sidewalls, one side we've built in a sort of a built-in pantry. Those are the walnut doors there that you see beside the window. And then over on this side, we did another built-in and with flush-mounted walnut doors, and the TV fits in there on a third mount. So with the third mount, we've got the TV put away for travel. So when we're traveling, it can stay in there. And then if we want to watch TV here, you'll see we've got a DC plug up here as well to plug it in. We can put it here, or we can put it at the front. And then when we're traveling, or 90% of the time when we're not using the TV and just using the van, it tucks away nicely in its own little cabinet. Completely out of the way, and this is a Murphy bed style build. So when the bed is up, you don't even know the TV's there, and it's completely out of the way. So I'll just give you a quick shot of the TV as I put it in the different locations. Okay, so I'm just going to pull the TV out here. Not sure how well you're able to see it from the camera, but it just lifts out. Close the cabinet up. So let's see where the mount is. Then it drops on the mount. And then you would just plug it in right here. And there you go. I'll take it over to the front as well just to show you what that looks like. Okay, and then on the front side, same thing. See the back of the TV. drop it in. And same thing, we've got our plug right here. Push the cord out of the way. And there it is mounted. And you can see a perfect location for sitting in the chairs and watching your TV. And we can drive like this as well, but I prefer to put it away. I'll just show you what the back of the TV looks like as well. Okay, so this is the back of the TV. You can see the mount right there on the VESA mounts. And then the only other thing I've done here, this is a standard LG Smart TV. I think it's a 28-inch. What I do is I look for TVs that have an external power supply. So this TV had a 19-volt plug that went in here with a converter box that would plug into the wall. And the nice thing about that is it tells me it's running on DC going into the TV. Now it's 19 volts and our van is running on a 12-volt system. So I've got it going through this unit here, which we've just 3M VHB taped to the back of the TV. So this is called an up converter, and it takes DC 12 volts and converts it to 19 volts DC. And so we have this wire here is the one we plugged into our 12 volts. So the 12 volt comes in, goes through the up converter, gets converted to 19 volts, and then supplies 19 volts to the TV. And the big advantage there is you're not using your inverter, so you're not converting to 120 volts AC, which is much more inefficient. This is very simple. You can run smaller wire to the locations where you want to put your TV. And I just use the mini jack plugs, and I have some flush mount jack locations where I can plug them in. And the beauty of that system is you can have multiple locations. Some people, I know on RVs, will put a mount on the outside. These mounts are some kind of polycarbonate or something, so they're or nylon, so they're waterproof. And it gives you a lot of flexibility. And then the last thing is we have one extra mount for the TV. And so the thinking right now is when the TV is put away in the cabinet and we're driving or just using the van on a day-to-day basis, we can attach a nice photo or a clock or a mirror onto this extra mount and have it there. Or if it's a mirror, then you can take it to the back and fold up the bed, and you can be standing in front of it and use it for makeup or whatever, right? So you have a lot of flexibility in how you use this mount and the things you can do with it. So we'll probably put a mirror on there, and then, you know, we can come to the back, fold the bed up, and right here, this is almost at exactly face height. So it could be quite handy from that perspective. And I love the idea of having the TV put away in a cabinet, completely out of sight. And you can see here, like when I talk about being more old school, we just have very analog gauges and switches. There's no visible technology in here. I've tucked the Victron system down around the side here out of the way. It did have to obviously be somewhere, but you don't really see it when you're using the van. So it's quite nice and keeps things very clean. Same kind of walnut switches here. They have a nice audible click. So that's it. Hopefully this is useful for some people. I know the mount does not tilt, so if you need a tilting mount, obviously that's not going to work for you. But I think for most positions, TVs are pretty good right now where you can watch it from multiple angles, and the tilt isn't really that important. What's more important is how to have a stable flush mount, so you don't want it sticking out too far from the wall. This is as close as you're ever going to get a TV to a wall when it's mounted. And for a relatively inexpensive price, you can buy multiple attachments points and pick anywhere in the van where you want to have your TV, move it around, and then when you're not using it, keep it out of sight. And for us, 99% of the time we're not using it, so it'll be in a cabinet and you won't see it, and we'll just have a nice mirror probably right there. And the mounts are pretty subtle, so you don't notice them anyway. I'll do a more full tour of this van once we complete it, but we're getting close. Okay, take care everyone.